Alright guys, today we're going to be going over, right now we're in the afternoon range, and we do have my funded account here. So we're going to be taking trades, hopefully today, if we do find a setup. The main goal is to get at least 300 using, not micros, but minis. So about like that much of a range, which is not too hard, but yeah, we had this high that we took out here. So I do want to see what happened in the morning. Okay, so what I like to do is draw some boxes, right? So it's from 9:30. So it'd be this low. Let me see. No, this. And then the high would be. Yeah, the high would be there. What I like to do is draw a box like that so we can see from 9:30 to 10 o'clock. We have the low here and then the highs there. And these two black lines are the new day opening gaps that we have. So what I'm gonna do is label out the first presented fair value gap, which I see right here. And we can see that price did go a little bit outside of it, but ultimately it did end up working. We do have relative lows here, so maybe we can take profit around here. We do have a setup. We could have a potential inversion fair value gap right here. So I kind of want to see if price wants to, if it goes over this, then I wouldn't validate this setup. We broke this right here. We broke this low right here. So I want to see if this is a market structure change, meaning like if we were going down or going up in this case, pretty much from the morning. I want to see if this session, like this afternoon range, makes it go down. So like we're kind of reversing. We do have relative equal highs here. So I also do want to take that in mind, just be aware that it can go up here. So we want to see confirmation that this is being respected. We do have relative equal lows right here. I'll change that. We have this low and this low very close to each other. We also have this, but ultimately I want to see this break. We do have new day opening gaps down here. Other than that, on the 1 minute chart, we do have this all the way down here. So we'll change that, relative equal lows. So those are our two targets that we have here and here. For my trading, this is too much of a price run for me. You know, it's for me, it'd be getting a little bit too greedy for me at least. So something like this is more than enough. Okay, so that was in the morning. Right now, what we're watching is from 1:30 all the way to 2 o'clock. So right now we have this high and this low right now. Now we want to see, okay, so we do have the first presented fair value gap, which would be right here. So as we can see, price is respecting this inversion fair value gap, but looks like price wants to stay. It doesn't want to break yet. Maybe we can reach into here. Yeah, but we do have these relative equal highs, which I kind of want to wait to see. Unless I see like, it's a very small fair value gap, but unless I see like the price barely touch it and then immediately go down, maybe I would enter a trade, but I do want to be aware of these highs right here. Okay, so I do want to mark out this. Okay, so that was the afternoon range from yesterday, and I've tend to notice that it does respect old moves. So we do have a couple here, just like right here would be a perfect example of like old ones working. So price barely touches into there. We are using the old new day opening gaps. You see how sometimes price does go below it, but when it's the right the right time or specific, what would you say, specific conditions, the price doesn't want to respect these levels. Here's another good example. I'm pretty sure these were relative equal highs, so that was like a perfect trade setup here. That did end up working. Took out those highs, barely came back down below it. Now we left other relative equal highs there. Kind of hung around, you know, consolidated in here with the first percentage fair value gap, how I showed you over here. Same thing here. You see price respecting this new day opening gap using the first percentage fair value gap here. And now we're kind of just waiting. Okay, so here now we're in this first percentage fair value gap of the afternoon range, which would be 1:30 to 2 o'clock. So I do want to see if it kind of rejects here, but we're kind of, I feel like we're heading towards these relative equal highs up here. But we'll see right now. We'll see if we want to use this as an inversion fair value gap. Now here, what I would want to see is this. Normally, if this were to work, what I would have wanted to see is it touch price and then go lower. So here I kind of want to see if it wants to touch this and then go higher, taking this out, or going through it and then coming back up to it and then going back down lower. You know, the very high of it. So now what I kind of want to see if price does want to go higher from here, but if not, I want to see it go through it, up to it, and then back down. So on a 5 minute, we have a fair value gap right here that is respecting. Here it does look like we touched it here on the very low, so I do want to see highs taken out. Then on the 4-hour time frame, that we don't have any fair value gaps on the downside or on the upside. I'm gonna show you guys real quick so you guys see what I'm looking at. So you can see like we don't have anything here. The only thing we're using right now is this. We have the price, the bodies of the candles are staying above the 50% of this, you know, box right here. Same thing right here, we're closing above it, so it tells me that prices does want to go higher. The wicks do go below it, but ultimately the price is staying up. And then on the 1-hour time frame, but we have fair value gap here and here. That price did not respect, we kind of just went below it. But now what we do have, we don't have any up here, but we do have one all the way down here. So we're kind of high in the market. On the downside, we do have this one, but we see that price is also not respecting it. You know, normally I would want the price to go here and then come back down. We're just closing above it. So I do think this is gonna act like an inversion fair value gap. So yeah, like on the higher time frames, nothing's telling me that the price does want to go lower. So I do want to be aware of that. So we did take out this high again. Now we left this high. So if those relative equal highs, now I kind of want to see if this respects. We have a fair value gap right here, and it would be this candle's low or high, and then this candle's low right here. We only left green right there, so I do want to see if price wants to respect that. So I do want to see if this does not respect, you know, if the bodies of the candles close below it. I want to see this low taken out right here. So just mark that out. These lows right here, if that gets taken out, for me it'd be an indication that price wants to go lower, maybe onto here. And then we do have a big range in the morning, so we have this low right here all the way to this high that we just had. Now, what I look at is like quadrants. So I see like 20% off from this side to this would be 25% off, 50% off, 75% off. Okay, so it does look like we want to take out that low. So I do want to wait for the next two candles to see if we make a red fair value gap, but I am going to place a trade around right here. Okay, so we took out this low right here, this afternoon range low. So for me, when I see something like this get taken out, sometimes I tell myself, okay, we took out this side, you know, we scored. The opposing team scored on their team. Now we're gonna want to score on the other side's team. Okay, so we did enter. I'm gonna put my stop above that high right there. So I kind of do want to see if we do use this first presented fair value gap. I'm gonna put it a little bit higher. We can wick above it. So around 50% is a level where I think that price does not want to go over. So if it does go like around here, that'd be fine. But anything like above 75%, it'd be likely that the highs do might get taken out. We do have a fair value gap here, so price can dip into that and then go back up higher. But if it does fail, I think we are on the right side of the market for now. Okay, so that'd be a perfect example if we were to be a buyer. You know, quick little dip into that and go higher. If we are still in a buy program right now. Okay, so went right into that first presented fair value gap there. So I do want to see price go lower here, obviously, because I'm going short. Okay, we touched the high of it. Now here, I really don't want to see the price go any higher than that if we are respecting going down lower. I'm going to switch this around. Okay, so that high to this low, we're in this little range right here. Okay, so we did get stopped out there. Our account, it wasn't that much of a loss. It was about 130. So we used afternoon range. So I'm gonna write down 1:30 to 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We had, so first presented fair value gap was red. What I'm writing down, we used this. At first, it took out, so it presented itself here, ended up taking out, so it disrespected red first presented fair value gap and barely took out afternoon range highs. So what I'm saying is it presented itself here and then it barely took out these highs right here. I say barely because it's, you know, just a tick. We ended up coming back down. We took out the lows. So after taking out high, we took out lows. So we took out the lows here and now we come back up to it. Now we are about 75% up into the range. We have relative equal highs above afternoon range. So we do have relative equal highs up here, which I did state in the beginning. Like I do feel like the price is gonna want to reach up there. So that's part of my, I wouldn't say mistake, but awareness that price doesn't have to come back down from here. It can reach up here. So right now I also want to mark out this catches my eye. Taking out afternoon range lows. Bodies of the candles stayed perfectly at lows. So they closed or opened at the lows right here. So that's kind of what I want to note. We did have a fair value gap right here also. Perfect 50% right there. That would be a buy there. So we are staying in that 75%, you know, a good place to better entry than mine, because I entered around here. The reason I entered there because I thought that price would enter into here and then sell off. But after noting like what I did and what I did wrong, now what I want to see after the fact, what I actually did. I entered around here, but it ended up actually going all the way up here. So I was about $3 off. So I'm gonna write down I was $3 off. So here I kind of do want to see if price does want to respect this fair value gap again and then go higher. But if it were to go down lower, you know, normally I would be like, dang, like I missed out. But now for next time, you know, I can say I was $3 off. Normally I would enter here, but you know, like enter here instead. And then that's like more, it gives me more of an idea of where I should be entering. Now $3 higher, that would give me like a good, a reference point, so I don't make the same mistake again. So I do want to try trading one more time. So that's respecting it. So I do want to see price maybe touch into here and then end up taking out those highs. We are gonna enter. I don't have my, I didn't put like a stop loss thing. It usually doesn't let me, but from here, I do not want to see price go lower than this low right here. So right here, I do want to take out those relative equal highs, maybe go back to break even. That'd be a good place to sell. Okay, so I do think that we're gonna take out these highs here. We are about that high of the afternoon range. What I would want to see here is speed to that upside right now. We still have an hour 30 left of trading for this day, so I still have a lot of time. Okay, so we took out the afternoon range high, which would be this white box over here, the top of it. So I kind of want to see this act as support now. So if price were to go up here, I'd expect this to be an area where you can see it act as support. So normally I would hold for around like 25 ticks, but since we already took a losing trade, I kind of just want to go back to break even and just reset for the next day. Yeah, right here I do want to see speed taking out those highs right there. So we're just about at that high right there. I would want to see this candle be green, take out those highs right there. So I do expect that price to be taken out. So what I'm gonna write is after we took out these lows right here, bodies of the candles stayed, which I already wrote down. We ended up going there, which is like about like 75%. So after that, we left a plus fair value gap and respected it. And now using, or after this, took that fair value gap. After that, we left another one. But what price actually did is we used that first presented fair value gap during those 30 minutes of the afternoon range. And we used it kind of as support while also in this fair value gap. By using afternoon, first presented fair value gap as support, and now heading towards relative equal highs. Like I said before, after we take out this, I do want to see this act as support. We see the bodies of the candles closing right at the top right there. We do have 3 highs right there. Alright, so my camera keeps on dying, but I do expect price to use this as support, this high that we had on the afternoon range. I do see that the bodies of the candles did close right on top of it. So we're gonna put that back over here though. So right at 2 o'clock, just now it'd be like right around here. So right here, maybe one more tick. Price should touch that now. I'd expect up movement. So here would be a place where most people would want to be buying now, since we see like, you know, we're gonna break this. So for now, I'm gonna draw a box right here. Anything up here I would be considering as kind of like manipulation, depending on how much price goes higher. So normally I wouldn't be trading how I was today, but I did want to go back to break even at least. Not sure if we did. Okay, so now we're up 22.50. So now we're technically positive, but we did end up taking a trade that did not work. And just like how I said in the very beginning, we need to be aware of these relative equal highs that are up here. And that's why our short didn't work in the beginning. You know, respect what price is doing. You know, if we see that it's in a buy program, don't try to go against the current until you see like a obvious, like, you know, we're going back down. That's when I would take a short. You know, I kind of got a little bit greedy, trying to do my own thing, which did not end up working. But instead I changed okay, maybe we are in a program, so let's just go with the current. And so we got back to break even.